This is a video for 90 Day Fiance, the finale. I'm Nicole and I'm here to recap this show with you. So if you enjoy watching this awfully amazing show just as much as I do, stay tuned. You know how everybody has those super cool intros with music and stuff? You can insert that right here. Onto the show. Okay, so let's get right into it. I did the first 3 couples in the previous video, so go back and watch that if you haven't. And tonight I'm going to talk about Elizabeth and Andrei, David and Annie, and Molly and Luis. I had to save the best for last, y'all. I had to do it. So I tried to kind of balance the couples with a little bit of boring and a little bit of interesting. So last time I did Yuck, Malcolm, and Ika. I did Nicole and Azin, and I did David and Evelyn. So a little bit of boring, a little bit of interesting. And so now I'm going to really just bring it home with the last 3. So like I did the last time, let's get the boring out of the way with Elizabeth and Andrei. Elizabeth and Andrei, oh my gosh, I'm so over them. I'm over Elizabeth's whole family. I'm so glad they finally got married so I don't have to see them anymore. Elizabeth's family is still on this whole kick about them being so shocked that she's changed her whole personality for this man. I'm over it, honestly. I feel like she's grown. I feel like she can make her own decisions, and I feel like her family needs to back up and just let her live her life. Her dad is worried about her marrying somebody just because he's from Moldova, and her brother's the same way, kind of. They're two dopes. Oh my God, her brother and father are so annoying. Her dad the way he looks, should be so lucky that her daughter married anybody. I mean, and then he's worried about the money. He wants her to be a gold digger, I guess. I don't get it. I don't know. But he's annoying. Her sister's annoying. So in this episode, Jen and Andrei met up because they didn't have any other storyline. They're so boring that Elizabeth had to drum up drama and force Andrei and Jen to meet so that they would even have scenes, because the producers were probably running out of stuff for them to do. So they meet up at this restaurant and talk, and they finally make up, and Jen has this whole, I'm her big sister and I'm looking out for her. First of all, she's 27. It's not your job to look out for her at this point. She's grown. Thank you. Your job doing that. It's not like she's in middle school and like the kids are picking on her. Jen, sit down. Go find your own man. I think she might not be married. I don't know, but whatever. Get a life. Like, your sister does not need you to stick up for her at this stage in her life. Especially when it just comes to her wanting to fall in love with somebody and marrying who she wants to marry. That's her choice. Andrei basically tells her that if somebody who doesn't believe in them, like they're Santa Claus. I get what he meant, but it's kind of a language thing, I think. Lost in translation there. But, you know, somebody who doesn't believe in their love, or somebody who's not there for them, shouldn't come. And I was totally with him on that. If you are constantly talking about our relationship, constantly saying bad stuff about me, don't like the fact that we're together, then how about you just stay at home? It's like, he didn't want her coming there if you're going to be talking crazy. And I'm with him on that. And she was like, well, we're going to come regardless because that's our family. Listen, if you're going to come, but come and be quiet. Come and shut up. I don't want to hear your opinion when you come. You need to come and just be quiet. Sit down at the wedding and enjoy yourself, or don't come. But don't come and start junk. Elizabeth is annoying because she was stirring the pot the whole season, constantly double talking, going back and telling Andrei what her family said, telling her family what Andrei said. She did that on purpose. I'm sure the producers put her up to it because they saw that they were so boring that they had to have some kind of drama for people to even want to watch them. So I don't know. I don't know if the producers actually did put her up to that, but it seems like something that they would do, just to give them some kind of something, because they're so boring. Oh my God, they're so boring. Without the drama of her family and him going back and forth, they would have had nothing. They would have had no storyline, and it would have just been 2 people get married. Just so happens that some dude from Moldova's getting married to some American girl. So I feel like that was kind of, you know, that was her pushing their drama so that they would be interesting. Because if you take that out of their storyline, what did they have? I'll wait. Oh, you came up with nothing? Yeah, that's because there is nothing. So, you know, they got married in a field. She got dressed in a barn. fantastic. Good luck. You know, I'm happy for her. I mean, I don't really care, you know, that she changed her whole personality for him. I mean, from what I've seen the whole time he's been here, she's been skipping and smiling and happy. So I don't really see the problem. She seems to be happy with that Russian spy terrorist. So best of luck to you, ma'am. Andrei was talking about at the wedding how his family wasn't there and he was sad because he didn't have anybody there at the wedding. Andrei is not fooling me. I don't think Andrei has a family, because we ain't even seen him on Skype with nobody. At least, you know, Luis, we saw him Skyping. David's family came in. We've seen pretty much everybody's family on here. We've seen all the foreigners' family. I know I think Ika didn't really have a family because she was kind of crying talking about her mother. But pretty much everybody's family members we have seen at some point in time, except for Andrei's. That makes me squint. Also with my theory that he is a Russian spy terrorist or Moldovan spy terrorist, whatever. I think Andrei murdered his whole family. That's why they went at the wedding. I don't know. That just seems suspicious to me that his family couldn't make it to the wedding, and we have also never seen him talking to anybody from his family ever. But y'all think what y'all want to think. I don't know. I just think it's strange. Elizabeth, have you seen anybody from his family that he claims to have? I'm curious. But anyway, you know, maybe when they move to Moldova, she'll get to meet him, because she says she wouldn't mind going over there. So I don't know. But Andrei not fooling me. I know he murdered his family. But anyway, they're married now, and she's happy, and she still don't know how to use a curling wand. Jesus, her hair situation has just been awful. I mean, there's YouTube videos, like, for some reason, she holds, like, at her bachelorette party, she's holding the curling wand, like, up in the air, like this, straight up, and, like, curling it this way, and she has, like, no texture to her hair, so the curls fall by the end of the night. Give up the curls, Elizabeth. Just quit. Either wear your hair straight or get a really good holding spray, because I don't know what she's doing right now, and let somebody else curl it for you. Stop curling it yourself. Sit down and let somebody do your hair, because the curls, oh my God. Somebody take her curling wand. Anyway, they're married now. Good for them. I'm happy for her. She's finally getting D on the regular, which seems to make her really happy. So, congratulations, girl. Moving on. OMG. Next couple, y'all. I'm going to need about 20 minutes just on them alone. David and Annie. Okay, so if you don't already listen to the Welcome to Reality TV podcast with Jody, you need to start listening to that. If you don't listen to her just weekly podcast for different TV shows, this one included, but she does others, then you need to go. It's on, I think she's on iTunes. I'm Android. So I listen to her on Podbean, you can download, it's a free podcast app. And it's Welcome to Reality TV. She's amazing. Most of the people watching this are probably already in her Facebook group, so y'all already listened. But she did an interview with Antonio Ticer, which is Chris and Nikki's brother. And he spilled all the tea. I'm not going to tell you everything he said, but I'm telling you to go watch that or go listen to that interview, because it will change how you watch David and Annie. I will tell you how what my impression of Annie before I listened to that, and then my impression of Annie after. So my impression of Annie before was my impression of every girl from Thailand or the Philippines who come over here and get an American man. They want to be in America. They want to live in America. I mean, she grew up in a hut with no lights, electricity, and water. Of course, she wants to come to America to have a better life, to be an American citizen. She is looking for someone who's American, because most of the time those American men over there have money or own a business or something like that. But David clearly has nothing. She found out he had nothing. And so I just thought, well, she's just some, I thought she was a little dopey, but, whatever. I thought she just pulled the short straw on that American man living the American dream thing and just happened to pick one who had nothing. I could clearly see that if it weren't for Chris and Nikki, Annie probably would have been gone, but she kind of stuck it out for that citizenship. That's just what I thought. I really didn't think anything bad of her. I didn't like her. I didn't dislike her. I didn't really think anything. I was like, oh, she's just trying to get citizenship. Like any other, like Ika, like any of other those girls. They're all doing the same thing. After I listened to that interview, now I see that the producers are kind of trying to portray Annie in this innocent light. She supposedly, allegedly stole money from Nikki while they were in Thailand, and then Nikki still forgave her, which I don't disbelieve that she didn't steal money from Nikki. It just makes me wonder why Nikki's being so nice. Like, I'm all for forgiving people, but I'm not going to keep letting you back into my life so that you can continue to hurt me. I can forgive you, but you got to stay over there. So that kind of makes me like, why is she being so nice to her if she did actually steal from her? Second, Annie's not so innocent. She supposedly worked in a bar where the girls did sexual favors. I will keep it classy. Did sexual favors for the men who came in for money. And, you know, I don't necessarily think that that's any, like, you know, bad, you know, opinion on her, just because David met her there. And if he wants to marry a hooker slash bartender, then that's his choice. And I feel like he knew what she was up front, so I'm not gonna bash her because of what she did for a living. If she didn't hide it, I could see if she hid it from him, he knows. But I feel like they're hiding that on the show. Like, they really are doing their best to keep that under wraps, to keep her this sweet little innocent girl. Like, when she went in the sex shop, oh, I can't believe, oh, girl, please. Like, you suck a dick in bars. Like, don't do that. You know, I don't know. I just don't look at her so innocently anymore. But I still think the same thing. I still think she's trying to get a green card. Anyway, this episode starts out with Annie being pissed after her conversation with David's daughter, Ashley, that she finds out that he cheated and he didn't tell her. So she sneaks off or storms off in the middle of the night and goes to stay with Chris and Nikki. And the next day is where they pick up, and, you know, they're in the park. They decide to meet up in a park. David has on a full suit with a way too long red Trump tie. Guys, why did he have that suit on? Were they supposed to be getting married that day? I was so confused by that. I was like, were they supposed to be getting married? And then she ran off the night before and he put on his suit to go get her and try to convince her to come back to the courthouse. Why was he wearing that suit? He has not worn a suit all season long. He has worn the same terry cloth or what do you linen two-piece whatever with dirty tennis shoes all season, and then now today he want to put a suit on. So I was super confused. I mean, clearly he didn't know how to tie a tie properly. It's supposed to hit the belt buckle, David. I couldn't figure that out. So he tries to guilt trip her and manipulate as the manipulator does, tell her, oh, you can go back home today. Of course, he knows she don't want to go back home. That's why he said that. We can get you back home today. If you don't want to be with me, you pick Chris and Nikki over me. Boy, bye. Pick Chris and Nikki over, because she went to go stay with them. That doesn't mean she's picking them. That means she didn't want to stay with your lying behind all night. So I was over that. And then, you know, they drag this on and on. So they meet at this restaurant, which I don't know why they had to meet in two different places. Talk it out, go home, or get back together. Pick one. All this park, restaurant, back and forth. TLC, come on, get to it. So they get to this park. To the restaurant, and they sit down and decide to talk, and David starts crying. Oh my gosh, the theatrics. And it wasn't even good acting because he couldn't squeeze out a tear to save his life. I have seen enough episodes of Dr. Phil to know when somebody's fake crying. And you know what I do when I already know somebody is shysty? As soon as they start to cry over whatever they're trying to manipulate somebody over, I don't even go straight to sympathy. I immediately look for water. I'm like, are you really crying? Is there gonna be water coming out of your eyes? And sure as David didn't have a stitch, a mist of anything come out of his eye. He got so frustrated that he had to just put his hands up and start to fake wipe tears that weren't even there. And Annie fell for a hook, line, and sinker. And they got back together, decided to get married. Chris said he's going to pay for the wedding. Big shock. I thought Chris was already paying for the wedding. I didn't even know we need to have a whole scene to talk about Chris paying for the wedding. But he wanted David to promise that he was going to, be there for Annie and really be serious about the relationship, which I don't even think that matters. Chris, you were going to pay for the wedding either way. Stop it. Fast forward. Woo, David talks to his daughter Ashley. Gosh, all these A names. Talks to his daughter Ashley. Ashley's hurt because the wedding's on her birthday, which I don't necessarily know that was planned. I think it really did fall on the 90th day. I honestly didn't think David was really doing that to hurt her, but she is hurt that he's picking this woman because he left to go over to Thailand for years and abandoned them. He, you know, ruined her life, whatever, cheated on her mom. She has a lot of hurt, and David's just not seeing that. David wants her to like just let it go and everything be okay, and that's what people who do wrong and don't really want to fess up to it want you to do. Oh, hey, let's not talk about that. Let's just go on and we'll be happy, whatever. No. We got issues to settle first, and that's not settled, and I can see why Ashley's hurt, and I feel for her. But I think she need to just cut the ties with David. If seeing him is making her this upset and he's not really apologizing, I think the time speaking to him needs to be very limited. I think she needs to just let it go. Fast forward to the wedding. So somehow, you know, well, Nikki paid for the $318 dress that he told her she could have $300, but somehow $318 was too much. Anyway, Nikki ended up paying for the dress, so they paid for the entire wedding, which, I mean, that makes sense. I'm sure that nice tux that David had on was paid for by Chris as well. So Nikki is doing Annie's makeup, and oh, she beat her face to the gods, honey. Annie looked amazing. Nikki, are you a makeup artist? Because Annie looked unrecognizably amazing. Nikki beat her face, honey. Yes, and I was here for it. She looked beautiful. Her dress was on point. It fit her little body, weird body shape perfectly. She looked beautiful. Hair was laid, face was beat, dress was nice and pretty. I mean, she looked great. I think they did that. They did Annie up. And then, you know, go over to Chris and David, and they're taking shots, which technically he promised not to drink up until the wedding day. So the wedding day, I think, was a go as far as alcohol goes. Who cares? I just hope he popped a mint in his mouth before he went to go say his vows, because all those shots they were taking, I know his breath smelled like straight up vodka. Anyway, so they get through the ceremony. He calls Ashley, thinks she's not going to come. Ashley does come. And let's just talk about the whole birthday thing for a minute. The fact that she was hurt that it was on her birthday, okay, if you're that hurt, I get it. I'm not saying I'm not on Ashley's side. She has a right to be hurt, but I would not have come. I would have been like, deuces, dad, I'm not coming. If I don't agree with you marrying this 24-year-old, I'm not going to show up, especially on my birthday. And then she came just to have a stink face all night. And okay, even if you did come to the ceremony, she came to the ceremony and then frowned up when they kissed, which, ew, I'm with her on that. But she stayed for the reception. I would have been gone. I would not have stayed for that reception just so she could just whine the whole time, like, about it being her birthday and how she could be out with her friends celebrating. Well, go. Nobody's forcing you to be here. We already know you don't like your daddy. We already know you don't like Annie. We already know you're not here for this marriage. So, ma'am, why did you stay? Just to drum up drama? Like, did the producers like beg her, like, please stay and cause stuff? Like, ma'am, if it's your birthday and you're saying you could be celebrating with your friends, bye, go. Nobody's forcing you to be here. I didn't understand why she stayed and just whined and complained the whole time that it was her birthday. If you that hurt and upset, I wouldn't have come if I were her. I wouldn't even come. I wouldn't have showed my face. Nope, sure wouldn't have. I would have been turning up somewhere with my friends on my birthday. But, you know, that was her decision, and they're married now, and ooh, good luck to Annie. She said no more freedom for her. I mean, I don't know what she meant by that. Like, girl, you think he's gonna have you locked up in that firehouse? Like, I don't know what that meant. I guess she meant like single, but I don't really see Annie having like a whole bunch of dudes anyway. So whatever, they're married. Bye. Oh Lord, I can't believe I did all that in like a few minutes. That was a lot. A lot went on in this episode with them two, and I'm glad to be done with them. Oh, praise him. We gotta end it on a bang, and I'm gonna try to keep my composure. I'm gonna try not to cuss because, you know, I'm just gonna try to keep it classy, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. Molly and Luis. So on last week's episode, it ends with Molly, you know, confessing that her and Luis are legally married on paper, that they are officially married, and that they were just, you know, she already sent out the paperwork to the court, mailed it in, it's already been filed, boom, they're good to go. The producers did not know. TLC tweeted a couple days like after that episode aired that that they apparently did all this paperwork stuff on a day they weren't filming. So they really honestly didn't know, and I believe it. I don't think that was staged. The way that producer like called her off to the side and was like, oh, I'm gonna need you to explain to me, I think that was real. My issue with Molly and this whole signing the paperwork thing is that she did it as if the signing the paperwork is the small piece of the getting married puzzle. Like, that is the whole piece. Like, you can get a dress, walk down the aisle, say vows, kiss, have a reception, and not be legally married and not have it recognized. So it was like she took the paperwork thing like, oh, I'm just gonna do this real quick, just sign this paper and send it off, but I'm really focused on this dress and you need to get your tux. And like, Molly, that was the important part. That was the thing that really makes you married and causes this man to be able to live in this country. So why would you not run that by, I don't know, your daughters, your brother, your mom, your dad, somebody? It was like she just did it like on a fly by the seat of her pants type thing. Like, it wasn't a big important thing. That's big. Filling out the paperwork is what is going to get this man to get your green card. And how she was talking was, oh, he just said, let's go ahead and do it. Yeah, I know he was saying, let's go ahead and do it because he's trying to get his green card quicker. Molly, you got played like a game boy. How you let that man do that to you? She must be stigmatized. I don't understand how she thought that the signing the paperwork wasn't a big deal. Like, she was more so worried about the wedding. And then the whole time she was just crying, that whole episode. Every time they brought up the crying, just eyes puffy. And I couldn't figure it out. I was like, girl, it's not even that serious. Like, you didn't know him that long. We can get through this. There's other men, you know, whatever. I could not figure out why she was so upset. And then as soon as that last scene hit, I was like, oh, that's why she's been crying. Molly cried for 40 days and 40 nights over Luis. And I mean, it's because she knows she made a huge mistake. And she doesn't know what she's going to do. She is Danielle. She better get her big white binder and start collecting evidence. Because she got to get her annulment started. Like, she needs to get on it. I'm not going to talk about the tell-all. But from what it looks like, it's like she's still trying to make it work with him. Which she needs to get him on back to the DR. I don't think this is going to work. Olivia was not here for the tears, and I was with her. She didn't feel sorry for her. She was like, don't come down in my room and start crying now when you was making decisions without running them past me. I was with her. I mean, I don't feel sorry for her either. That was stupid. She made a bad decision. Her daddy came over and kicked her while she was down. Oh, he kicked her hard. He kicked her while she was down. He wasn't here for it either. Ain't nobody got no sympathy for Molly. Jess was trying to act like he cared a little bit. And sidebar, there's like swirls of rumors of like all these women being in love with Uncle Jesse, which I think that might be like a Yankee, like Southern fantasy type thing. I'm Southern, y'all. Me and Molly are basically next door neighbors. She's in Georgia, I'm in Alabama. And so the Southern, like long ponytail, old cutlass driving, trucker hat wearing, Southern drawl white man is just not something that does it for me. He seems like a good old boy, and me being from the deep South and being African American, good old boys do not mean good things. Good old boy, I see you flying the Confederate flag. Not to say that Jesse flies in the Confederate flag. I'm just saying what his image, what I see when I see him. So y'all go ahead and y'all can have Uncle Jesse. I'm not in that fight. Y'all will not have to worry about me. Y'all can have him. But back to what I was saying. He was trying to sound concerned, but he was just pretty much just telling he gotta go, you know, basically in so many words. Molly just cried and cried and cried. Lord, she cried. And then she went in the room. Molly, and Luis went in the room behind her, and so they couldn't film in there because I don't know, maybe Luis was like, I'm taking my mic off, but they did film from the outside, and Molly was like, oh, you should have been honest with me, and he was like, just don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. You don't talk. You in my house eating up my food under my air conditioning, lights, and water, and you gonna tell me not to talk to you? You need to get your stuff and get out. See, what Molly should have did when she was like, get your little ring and get on out. She should have looked up flights right then and put him on one of them. It ain't gonna be no, oh, my brother's coming for me. Who is your brother, Luis? TLC is not fooling me with that whole brother scene. I don't know who that was, but did Luis not come to America by himself? So why can't he get on a plane by himself and go back home? Why does he need an escort? Why does he need someone to come pick him up? There are Ubers in Georgia. Last I checked. There are taxi cabs in Georgia. Last I checked. Molly, you better get that phone out and call an Uber and tell him to dip, and then he gonna come downstairs with a carry-on. So you mean to tell me you came to America forever with a small carry-on? They're not fooling me. That whole scene was something went right with that. I don't think that was his brother. I think Luis is still floating around somewhere. He did not go back home. He did not leave. I don't know where he is, but he did not leave and go back home talking about his brother coming to get him. Who is his brother? And who paying for your brother to fly up here and get you and all of y'all to fly back? Huh? TLC? They were fooling me. That scene was not real. I don't know who his brother was, but that was some mess. And he should have been gone. He should have been on a flight gone. But see, Molly trying to make it work because she thinks that they love each other. Luis don't love you, boo-boo. Luis does not love you. And you are stupid if you think he does. I don't know what that was, but they can miss me with that because that was not real. I don't know where he was going with that empty suitcase that was too small. You mean to tell me all your stuff is in a carry-on? No. No. I just don't understand. This was the most ridiculous, like, that I've seen it. And it was like, I knew that they had gotten married, but I thought they like got married. I didn't know it was like this. I didn't know they were estranged. I didn't know that there was like tension in the house. And then Molly's mom, who apparently is Mrs. Frizzle, picked her up in the Magic school bus and they rode off to a coffee shop because she was like, oh, I don't want to be here when he leaves. I'm gonna be here when he leaves and I'm gonna be dancing behind him on the way out the door. I want to see this. I want the revolution to be televised and I want to be there in live and living color. I'm not gonna be off at no coffee shop just crying my eyes out to my mama, who apparently drives the Magic school bus, while you're in my house. Oh, no. I'm helping you pack. Let's come on, get this too. Put that in your bags. Let's go. He would have went that night. It wouldn't even been no next day. He would have been gone if that were me talking about some Buddhas and some owls. He would have been up out of my house, I know. Now she had all that backbone just to take him back. And I can't stand when women do that. Have all that backbone in the moment. Be saying all the right things. She said, you finishing means you getting your stuff and getting out. Well, let's back that up then, Molly. Let's not have backbone in the moment when we're mad and then we're crying for the next episode for 40 days. Oh my God. I'm so upset. Like, I cannot stand when women do that. And it's like those men know the type of women that they can get over on. And when the minute you show that like you'll fuss and fight and cuss and then not back it up, they will just continue to get over on you. And you can't allow that to happen, especially when you have daughters. Oh my gosh, you need to set an example for your teenage daughter and your young daughter and show them that a man is not going to run you, that you are running the household, ma'am. I don't even know what else to say. I done got worked up, y'all, because that really upset me. She got kids in this house with this man. He in there talking crazy, and then you tell him to get out, and then he doesn't even really go, talking about, I'm waiting on my brother. No, we not waiting on nobody. Well, y'all, I'm out of breath, I'm out of tea, and I'm out of time. Y'all see I switched to a mason jar of water because I drank all my tea. I guess I'm going to do a video for the tell-all. I really don't know. I guess if y'all like this, I'll do a video for the tell-all. But I could not do them all at once. It was just so much that happened. But, man, I'm going to miss these guys. I know I said I was over all of them, but I really am going to miss. This season, really, I'm going to miss them, I think. But the good news is TLC and We and Oxygen have got a crazy lineup for January. I'm in school and I don't even know how I'm going to have time to study. I'm going to have like structured schedule because Sister Wives is coming back. Seeking Sister Wives, some new show. Love After Lockup. I don't even know. What were the other ones? I can't even remember them all, but oh my God, I was just jumping for joy every time a commercial break would come on because the new shows were just making me shake. I mean, it's going to be amazing. So hopefully I'll get to do some of this in the future. If not, I'll catch you guys in the Facebook group and we will be talking about Duggars and Sister Wives and all that good, amazing stuff. Documentaries on Netflix, all that amazing stuff. So thank you guys so much for putting up with me and, you know, being my test run because I'm not used to recapping TV shows, but you guys are great. And hopefully I can do the tell-all if I have enough notes, I think, to do a recap of the tell-all. So if you guys like this, let me know and I'll do a recap of the tell-all. But until then, I'll see you guys in the Facebook group. Bye. Thanks for watching.